fighting this fight for a very long time. I'm happy that most of the nation, or a lot more of the nation, is now joining in the fight. So I hope that we win now that everybody's on top of this. I am also tired of having to tell Democrats to stop trying to act like baby Republicans, because acting like baby Republicans is the reason why we have Donald Trump in the first place. I am also tired of telling the Democratic leadership that brought us Donald Trump that you may not be the best leadership to get us out of Donald Trump. And if you're going to try to convince us that you are, you have to change your behavior. And if you fought against all of us when we told you to tax the rich and wealthy before, and you're fighting against us to tax the rich and the wealthy now, you may not have changed your ways, and we haven't learned the lessons that brought us Donald Trump in the first place. I shouldn't have to convince you that we either have to raise revenue or cut services. Someone is going to pay for this budget deficit. And I'm tired of it being the black, brown, immigrant, and working class New Yorkers who are actually the ones who are leaving New York State in droves. The ones who are not leaving New York City and New York State are the wealthy. So we are not, and I am not up here saying, screaming at wealthy folks just for being wealthy. What I'm saying is everybody has to pay their fair share. Everybody has to do their civic responsibility to make sure this city and state can move forward. And we have to stop balancing the budget on the backs of people who have been broken by the system time and time again. Wealthy people are wealthier since the pandemic. That makes no sense at all while people are suffering. So Kathy Hochul, I know that you do not have a primary right now. But what I want to tell Democratic leaders is stop daring us to come out to vote against someone just to vote instead of voting for someone. That hasn't worked. That's how we got here. Stop daring people and then blaming them for your failed leadership. Show up and be a leader and give us someone to vote for in the first place. Stop protecting your wealthy donors, which are the few. They are leaving New York City the least by percentage. They can afford to pay a little bit more. I am telling you, if you own an airplane or you own a co-op or condo on Park Avenue, you have more money to pay than the person that's working 2, 3, 4 jobs and lives in a shelter right now. If I have to convince you that you need to tax the wealthy, you should not be the standard bearer for the Democratic Party. You might be in the wrong party. It is time for Democrats to not say they're Democrats and be Democrats. Do not force people who have no money to fill this deficit hole. Go to the people that have the money to help us out. It is their civic responsibility. And I'm looking to you, Kathy Hochul, for the leadership in taxing the rich. Stand up, stand firm, get a backbone, put your shoulders back, put your head up, and say, I am going to lead this party as a Democratic Party, not as Republican-like, not as baby Republicans. What we need now is leadership to get out of the mess that the Democratic leadership got us into in the first place. And my time is up. And I just got to say this because the news hasn't covered it. The United Nations voted to recognize the institution of slavery as one of the worst crimes in this world. And I got to shout that out because the news hasn't been covering it. Only 3 nations voted no. The United States, Israel, and Argentina. Shame on them. But we're going to do something. We're going to make sure you tax the rich, or you may not get what you want at the voting booth. Please tax the rich. It's the easiest thing that we can do. They can take it, and they'll still write you a check, because New York is the best place to be. Peace and love. I appreciate y'all.
Please welcome to the stage our next performer Allegra Krieger.
Bronx with Status Coup. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate your support. Please join, share, and subscribe to our channels. We are a small newsroom of 5 members now. We're so proud.
Can't quite keep up with all of the noise. Burning army men with the boys. Plastic playthings, Playboy subscription, addiction. And you've been building quite a big brand. Climate crisis. Atomic bomb, family values, Patriot song, Catholic skirt, below fingertips, indoctrinate citizenship. Yeah, everyone. And all you know will be leaving you fast.
Going right now? Yeah. Yes. If you want to mess up your stand up. Thank
Everyone here is trying to win power or paper or recognition. Someday soon we'll reach the impasse, and all you know will be leaving you fast. All you know will be leaving you fast.
Thanks so much for being here. Thanks to the New York team. This one's called The Light Within.
You cannot find that light within you. It's a halo that glitches outside your body. When you grasp for it, it shocks you. A crumbling house and the wiring shoddy. Spectacles on every corner. Henry and the rest of the hotel crew. The scent of vomit hangs in the hallway, and Debbie just scared the shit out of you. She said, I don't have that light within me. I lost it a long time ago. I'm gonna kill myself tonight unless you can find me some alcohol. Fumbling through the night until morning, Willie's on the mahogany disc. The sun comes in both soft and pointed, warm in the center.
check. Hi everyone, this is Michelle with Status Coup. Today I'm here in the Bronx at the Tax the Rich rally organized by Senator Bernie Sanders and the DSA. Thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate your support. Yesterday, our very small but mighty newsroom, with your support, has been able to cover 4 out of the 5 largest No Kings rally in the whole country. Shout out to Tina for covering LA. Shout out to Megan for covering New York. Andrew McCarter for covering Minnesota, and our very own JT Ziskowski for covering Chicago. That was a lot of work, a lot of money. We're still working on the back end to turnaround videos so that if you missed the stream, you can watch them on our YouTube channel. Support us because that costs us so much money. Go ahead and sign up at statuscoup.com/join or subscribe to YouTube as a member. Thank you for your support, and thank you to video journalist here, Jon Farina, who is turning 36 this week. So if you love him, send him some love on social media. And I'll let you go ahead and enjoy the rest of the show. And then after the press conference wrap, we're going to go and speak to some more folks. We conducted some great interviews earlier today from folks who have spent the time advocating at No Kings, advocating all their life for fighting oligarchy, taxing the rich. So stay tuned in, and we'll see you again right after the press conference. Thank you.
I'll keep my promises. I'll drink the Kool-Aid. I'll be your fool, babe. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Back row in the suits. Backstabbing man with fear. Backwards truth. Backed up against the wall. And you're still tearing it down. But I see a crown of a new day rising. And everything that's given me grief has turned me inside out. I'm reimagining what I love, what love is. Sure, I'm getting old, but still feel like that stupid kid. One day I know I'm just gonna have to let go. Until that moment, I'll keep my promises. I'll drink the Kool-Aid. I'll be your fool, babe. I believe in a lot of things. Pride, it can't let go of the tearing inside. Dead rabbit, zigzag of blood on the pavement. Self-abasement, grubbed me straight into the mud. 1999 Volkswagen, dirty rat shit sleep in the backseat. Wake up in a fit, disappointed, disoriented. I don't know why I'm crying. Look around me, look behind me. It's amazing to be alive. It's amazing to be. It's amazing to be. Got to Detroit with a headache. Shots in Windsor, body in the lake. Drinking coffee with my sister. Man, I used to be fun. Used to go crazy
President of PSC CUNY, James Davis.
Let me hear you make some noise if you're ready to tax the rich. My name is James Davis. I'm a faculty member at Brooklyn College, and I'm the president of the Professional Staff Congress. We represent the 30,000 hard-working faculty and staff at the City University of New York. That includes 24 campuses all across the city, including 3 right here in the beautiful borough of the Bronx, including Lehman College. My members are professors who are doing medical and scientific research that improves people's health outcomes and literally saves people's lives. My members are nursing faculty, right, who train students to enter the field, again, saving people's lives every single day. It includes professional staff who work in academic advising, who are mental health counselors, who work in financial aid, who work in libraries. It includes adjunct faculty who still teach the majority of classes at CUNY despite not being paid equally for the equal work they do, and despite lacking a path to job security that they deserve. All of them are integral to supporting our students, to persisting, succeeding on their academic path, and succeeding in a career. Could I ask all CUNY employees to please stand so we can recognize you? Our members, PSC members, love doing what we do, but doing it well takes resources. And we are continually confronted with the same problem. Our administration would love to negotiate better terms and conditions, better salaries, if only there was a budget to do it. They would love to improve our facilities, our classrooms, our studios, our labs, if only there was a budget to do it. And I have to give credit where it's due. Governor Hochul and the legislature have improved operating aid for CUNY in every year since she has taken office. But the level of disinvestment and the deferred maintenance on our building has been decades in the making. And so what we actually need at CUNY is the same thing we need at every public institution in this city, a transformative investment. So this is the time to do it. We need a new deal for CUNY, and to fund it, we need to make sure we are taxing the excessive wealth that is concentrated in New York. So this is the time of year when you start hearing about people talk about 3 people in a room, right? This is the time of year in the budget cycle where the governor, the Senate Majority Leader, and the Assembly Speaker have to hunker down and reach a deal. And those 3 people were in a room late last October, right before we had a historic mayoral election. Some of you were in that room with me that day. That room was Forest Hill Stadium in Queens, right? Does anybody remember the chants that rained down on the governor and the speaker and the assembly leader that day? How did it go? What? I can't hear you. What? I still can't hear you. Tax the rich. Let's go get it.
My pleasure to welcome to the stage your official MC of the evening, Julio Torres.
Hello. Hi. Well, let's just do it again. When I say tax, you say the rich. Tax. Tax. Great. Okay, let's see what I have here. My name is Julio. I am an artist, a proud New Yorker, and an immigrant from El Salvador. I am, even by old-fashioned conservative standards, the example of what it means to fight for the American dream. But we are here today because the relentless greed of the ultra-rich is making that dream more and more impossible. I believe that young people and artists are pretty aware that they have to work hard in order to make their dreams come true. We are doing our part, but the rich are not. So we are here to say, Kathy, oh dear Kathy Hochul, we're paying attention and enough is enough. The New York State budget is due April 1st, and Governor Hochul must pass a budget that includes taxes on the rich and big corporations. We must do this if we want to ensure that New York remains a place where people don't just barely survive, but thrive. The majority of New Yorkers want to tax the rich. We're asking the governor to stand with the majority and not the rich donors. We keep hearing that if the rich get taxed, they'll leave. To which I say, oh, no, but they're so nice and so polite and they always tip well. But the reality is that businesses and job opportunities won't vanish if we dare to ask for a fair New York. If we dare to ask the rich to contribute their fair share, which, mind you, and let's remember this, they're not even going to feel. We don't need the corporations and the ultra-rich. Corporations and the ultra-rich need us. We're here with Bernie Sanders. My favorite celebrity, by the way. We're here with Bernie Sanders because this is not just a New York issue. It's a national issue. And New York has the opportunity to once again lead by example, to show the rest of the country how to fight oligarchy. Taxing the rich and combating corporate greed is not just moral or ethical. It is necessary for the survival of New York. Necessary to combat Trump's attacks on working people. New York, and this is really sad, New York is the most unequal state in the country. 1 million New Yorkers are at risk of losing health care. 200,000 could lose SNAP benefits. Also housing. I don't have the data of that right here, but yes. These aren't slogans or trends. These are tangible realities. Plus, who are the rich going to sell their products to if no one can afford anything? Who will they rent their apartments to if no one can live here? Well, their families are not that big. Our ask is clear and simple. So repeat after me. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
We're paying attention. So stand with us and tax the rich. Okay? We'll get to that. First, the Bronx elected leaders are going to give us a big welcome to the Bronx, led by New York State Senator Gustavo Rivera. Senator Rivera is an OG fighter for the working class and has been an uncompromising champion of taxing the rich. Please welcome Senator Rivera and our Bronx champions.
Welcome to the Bronx. Some of you already know. Throw up that X if you will. Throw up that X if you will. I've been in this theater many times. I don't think I've seen as much red before. And it is a lovely hue. Thank you for joining us. And I am joined by a Bronx delegation from the City Council. Well, okay, more people joined us. From the City Council, Pierina Sanchez, Althea Stevens, from the State Assembly, George Alvarez, and again, I'm State Senator Gustavo Rivera, and I'm always happy when I can come to an event just by getting on an AM City bike and going for less than 10 minutes. And the thing is that most of these folks, they might have to get on a train or get on a bus, etc., but they're all close enough to this venue so they could come here, and while they did that, they walk the streets and, like I do every day, see the needs of our working class constituents. We see the needs on the streets. We see the needs in our crumbling hospitals. We see the needs in our crumbling schools. How do we fix that? By taxing the rich. Now, in particular, I am the chair of the Health Committee in the Senate, which means that, among other things, I want to get the New York Health Act done. To secure health and guarantee health for every New Yorker. But we'll talk about that some other time. For now, let's talk about the facts that things are bad enough before the feds did what they did to us. But HR 1, let's just talk about what that means for the state of New York, and certainly for the people that we're really fighting for. Just in July of this year, about 450,000 New Yorkers, because of the changes that are happening at the federal level, will all of a sudden no longer be eligible to receive health coverage. 450,000. And that is the bad news. The worst news is that come January, about 200,000 more are going to be done because of work requirements that we know are designed to make sure to kick people off the system. We're going to have 200,000 more New Yorkers that are at risk of losing their coverage altogether. The fact is that between now and the end of next year, somewhere in the neighborhood of 1.2 million New Yorkers will be at risk of losing coverage altogether. But the reality is that the healthcare system, because it is an ecosystem, do not lie to yourself. Those folks, many of whom are either in public assistance or in publicly financed programs, are going to using the same system that all of us use. So therefore, the impact is going to be felt across the state. And it's going to be serious. And so, we have a problem. That's just one of the ones that's going to be pointed out today. And how do we fix it? By taxing the rich. And why should we do that? Well, first of all, because they can afford it. And not only because they're already hella rich, but because they got a break from the federal government already. Just one of the bills that we're talking about, the way my bill, to actually tax capital gains, because let's be honest, the rich don't got a job. They don't got jobs. They make money by capital gains, but that doesn't get taxed at the same rate as the income that you and I make. That ain't right. And if we did, we'd get, let me see, about $12 billion just by doing that. So as I wrap up here, and I thank all of you for coming here, but more importantly, I thank you for the energy that you're already putting into this battle, because it is indeed a battle. Some of our colleagues, and some folks who are, the governor, let's just be clear, the governor is resistant to this idea. So I would just say to the governor and to all of my colleagues, I would say, Number one, the need is immediate, the need is real, the need is absolutely necessary for us to do this. But more importantly, and you can see it by the numbers in this room and by the numbers out there, it is politically popular. So, not only do we need to do it, but it is absolutely politically popular. So, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, siblings, all, thank you for being here, but thank you for the energy you're putting into this battle. And let's do it as we walk away. Tax the rich! 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 Tax the rich!
Hello. Our next speaker has over 30 years experience fighting to put patients over profit. Her union just led the largest and longest nurses strike in New York history. With 50,000 nurses shutting it all down to fight for patient care. Please welcome the president of the New York State Nurses Association and co-president of the National Nurses United, Nancy Higgins.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nancy Higgins, and I'm the president of the New York State Nurses Association. I am a proud New Yorker, and I am a proud Haitian immigrant. You may have seen or heard this winter that NYC nurses do not back down from a fight. We just won the largest nurses strike in New York City history. Some of you were right along our side on the picket line, and I would like to say thank you for your solidarity. We were fighting to protect our patients, our nurses, and our healthcare. When patient safety is under attack, we stand up and we fight back. Because when we fight, I am so proud to be a nurse, a union activist, and to stand up with all of you here today. And I'm proud to live in New York State, where so many of us are ready to fight for and demand what we all deserve: dignity, respect, and care. But to have a healthy and a thriving New York, we need everyone to contribute and pay their fair share. Am I right? Tax the rich! 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 We need the millionaires, the billionaires, and the corporation to pay their fair share of taxes. It cannot only be just us. Pay your taxes. Tax the rich. Tax the rich. Tax the rich. Taxing the rich will fund the health care for all. To fairly fund our hospitals, especially our public and safety net hospital throughout the state. From a hospital like mine in Brooklyn that served the low-income, uninsured, underinsured patients, to our struggling rural hospitals in the North Country that are being threatened with closure every day, and to deliver the service they deserve and support our communities. New York, we can do it all by taxing the rich. We can pass the New York Health Care Act, which would guarantee health care for all, and take the benefits of the bargaining table like management held on us at the last strike we had. character attacks from the Trump administration. We also need to show who we are in New York. We also need to show who we are as New Yorkers by putting our money where our mouth is. We have to show that there is a New York. We take care of one another. We leave no one behind. We have to have the courage to fight for what's right, even when it's hard. Because we know when we fight, so we must tax the rich, tax the rich, tax the rich, tax the rich, tax the rich. Thank you.
Healthcare is in the crosshairs under President Trump. His $1 trillion in Medicaid cuts represent the largest erosion of our healthcare system in history. Next, we're going to hear from Avia Agababa, a certified nursing assistant who lives and works here in the Bronx at a nursing home. She's a leader in her union, 1199 SEIU, and is on the front lines calling New York to protect our healthcare. Please welcome union leader Avia Agababa.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much to Senator Sanders for coming to the Bronx. I remember back in 2016, you came here when no presidential candidate would, and then afterwards they all suddenly started coming here. So, thank you. My name is Avia Agababa, and I live and work right here in this very neighborhood. I'm a certified nursing assistant at a nursing home and a proud 1199 SEIU member. The residents I work with live right here and are members of this community. And you can tell a lot about how a community, about how a society is based on how they treat their elders and the people that care for them. Right now, healthcare workers like me are constantly being asked to do more with less. At the expense of our bodies, at the expense of our backs, and at the expense of our residents. My residents are mostly elderly and many of them have dementia. The oldest is 101. They have taught me so much, not only about the past, but the present and about what's really important in life. They are not disposable. Yet as a society, we are choosing to treat our elderly and those who take care of them like we are disposable. The problem is about to become so much worse. Trump and his big, ugly bill are coming to screw over working class Americans, and that includes devastating Medicaid cuts. The vast majority of residents in our nursing homes use Medicaid. But Trump and the Republicans cut $1 trillion in healthcare funding to give tax breaks to the ultra-rich and to pump more money into ICE. Did you hear me? They took $1 trillion, that's trillion with a T, from our nursing homes and hospitals. They stripped health insurance away from New Yorkers and healthcare facilities right here in the Bronx. And they gave it to billionaires and ICE. It is shameful. You can tell a lot about a society based on how they treat their elders. Supposedly, there isn't money to provide seniors with health care and stop nursing homes from closing. Supposedly, there isn't money to provide health care, but there's always money for a new war. Supposedly, there isn't money for health care for seniors, but there's money for ICE to send our disabled immigrant seniors letters threatening them. New York, it is time to do better. We can do better by standing up to the billionaires and the oligarchs who believe that healthcare workers and our patients are disposable. We can do better by choosing to value our elders. And to do better, we must tax the rich. I work very hard providing care to seniors, and so do my coworkers. And we all pay our taxes. We pay our fair share. But studies show billionaires pay a lower tax rate than we do. Now is the time for the rich to pay their fair share. My nursing home residents, the elders of this neighborhood need the rich to pay their fair share. By taxing the rich, we can help ensure that nursing home residents, other seniors, and all New Yorkers can get the vital care and services that they not only need, but that they deserve. Thank you very much.
Can you imagine? Sometimes I have a very, very hard time wrapping my mind around being a billionaire and knowing that paying your fair share would ensure the survival of your city, and hearing that and being like, no. It truly breaks my brain to think of that. So we're just gonna have to gently force them to. And we're gonna have to say, Kathy, I know you're friends, but come on. You know, sometimes I ask myself, if I immigrated to New York as an aspiring artist in the year 2026, would I still be able to make it? And it truly breaks my heart that the answer is, I don't know. And that is why I'm here. I am here to ensure that New York isn't just like a big mall for rich people. No offense to Hudson Yards. But to ensure that New York remains the thriving, exciting, welcoming place that I fell in love with. A city can't be a cultural epicenter if the only people that can come are, and again, no offense, tech people. They can feel free to go to Florida. So, when I say fight, you say the oligarchy. Fight? The oligarchy. You pronounce it right, damn it. Fight? The oligarchy. Tax? The rich. Tax? The rich. And then we're gonna do end greed, which is very broad, but I like it. End greed. End greed. Now, I'm gonna do another little introduction. Wall Street paid out $49.2 billion in bonuses to CEOs last year. The companies are doing pretty good. Meanwhile, 1 in 5 New York households live in poverty. Live in poverty in the richest country in the world. Truly coming from El Salvador and thinking of New York City as the New York City I saw in the movies and seeing the starvation here, it truly breaks your brain. Our next speakers are fighting to raise taxes on the most profitable corporations so we can fund our essential services. Please welcome State Senator Kristen Gonzalez and Assembly Member Diana Moreno.
My name is State Senator Kristen Gonzalez. And I'm State Assembly Member Diana Moreno, and together we represent the People's Republic of Astoria. The only place in the country that's represented by Democratic Socialists at all levels of government, from Tiffany Caban at the City Council level, to us in the state legislature, all the way to AOC in the halls of Congress. And as you can see, today we're standing alongside our fellow socialists in office. A big round of applause. We're actually going to give them a chance to introduce themselves. So I'm going to pass it to our first and one of our newest SIOs to say their name and district. Hi, everyone. I'm Councilmember Shahana Hanif. I represent neighborhoods in Brooklyn, District 39, Kensington, Park Slope, Carroll Gardens, Cobble Hill, Gowanus, Borum Hill, Windsor Terrace, Borough Park, Columbia Street, Waterfront. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
What's up, y'all? I'm Councilmember Tiffany Caban, representing the 22nd District in Queens. Yes, it includes the People's Republic of Astoria, also parts of East Elmhurst, Woodside, Jackson Heights, and Rikers Island. Free them all. Hey, everybody. I'm Assemblymember Emily Gallagher, representing Williamsburg and Greenpoint in Brooklyn.
Hello, everyone. I am the only socialist in office in the state legislature outside of New York City. And I'm here because the Hudson Valley wants to mother effing tax the rich. Thank you. And her name is Sarah Hannah Shrestha. And my name is Sarah Hannah Shrestha. Yeah.
Is Brooklyn in the house? I'm New York City Councilmember Chi Osei. And I represent the soon-to-be People's Republic of Bed-Stuy and Northern Carolina. State Senator Jabari Brisport, Chief Osei's older brother from another mother, representing Bed-Stuy, Fort Greene, Clinton Hill, Ocean Hill, Brownville, in Brooklyn!
Not to mention, I got Queens, I got Northern Brooklyn, but I also got Manhattan. And alongside our mayor, Zohran Mamdani, we represent millions of New Yorkers, like all of you. That's right. And we became socialists because we know what it's like to grow up under a rigged economic system. Many of us didn't plan to run for office. We came into this work as organizers, determined to build working class power and win. I was born and raised in Queens. My mom is a public school teacher from Puerto Rico. Hell yeah! And shout out to our educators in the audience! And like so many of you, I watched her and my neighbors work multiple jobs to barely get by. She worked hard because she believed in the promise of this city for better. And she was right. It gave me the opportunity to grow up in one of the most diverse places in the world, to get to know my neighbors, and to become the youngest woman ever elected to the state Senate. And as a state senator, I refuse to believe that this city is going to continue being unaffordable for the very people who built it. I am an immigrant from Ecuador. Do we have any immigrants in the house? Let's go. My family and I came to this country in search of political and economic stability, escaping the ravages of capitalism in my home country. And we were faced with discrimination and labor exploitation here. My experience as an immigrant, and now seeing our immigrant neighbors being kidnapped, being separated from their families, it taught me this is not a system you can escape. It's a system we must transform. I think what we've seen, and certainly what we're feeling from all of you right now, are that our stories are not unique. Like so many people in this room, we have felt the pressure of being one missed paycheck away or one disaster away from losing absolutely everything. Every single day we work hard, but the billionaires are the ones who are benefiting. Our struggle is their profit, and it does not have to be that way. The billionaire class and the politicians they fund, they're not like us. They see the affordability crisis, they see a housing crisis, they even see the rising tide of fascism, not as problems to solve, but as opportunities to exploit. Shame. Whether it's building bombs to kill children overseas, or buying family farms to build data centers, or profiting off of caging our immigrant neighbors. The more these corporations profit, the more working people suffer. And last year, corporations actually saw record profits, $3.4 trillion. And yet, the same big tech CEOs that stood behind Donald Trump at his inauguration were the same to see tax cuts for themselves and their corporations. Tesla alone paid $0 in federal taxes. That's the system at work. The rich see tax cuts while you see pay cuts. Our struggle is their profit. We pay taxes, but Tesla pays nothing. Absolutely. And now they're expecting Governor Hochul to follow Trump's lead. Is that okay? No! Hell no. So while they stood by Donald Trump and invested in fascism, we were organizing. We were building power. We were making our movement impossible to ignore. And in November, 1 million New Yorkers voted for a democratic socialist vision of a city that works for working people. And now it is up to the state to help make that vision a reality. That is why, with the support of Mayor Mamdani, we've introduced legislation to give New York City the ability to tax its wealthiest corporations and raise over $1.7 billion for working New Yorkers.
in us. So our children can go to school, so we can afford childcare, so we can stay in the home that we love and afford to put food on the table. What it means is building a city that works for all of us. And let me hear it if you want to see that money in your neighborhood and your community.
That's right. Let's not forget that taxing the rich means taking back the profit and the wealth we create so that we can fund a city that works for working New Yorkers. Because we're not here to beg. We are here to reclaim what we are owed. So that every cent that the state spends is actually spent building a world that we know is possible.
Absolutely. And as your elected Democratic Socialists in office, we stand here today united to say that now is the time. Now is the time for us to choose between poverty or prosperity, between fascism or freedom.
Now is the time to take on the billionaire class. Now is the time to come together to fight for a New York that works for working people. And now is the time to tax the rich! 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 Thank you! Thank you! DSA! 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 DSA!
Hey friends, Fashik here, Bernie Sanders campaign manager in 2020. I want to give you a program update. Many of you fought through the security lines. Thank you for getting in. Thank you for being here today. We have about 100 people still left to get in. So we're going to get them in, and we got spots for them. So we're going to play some music from our wonderful DJ here for a few minutes. It shouldn't be more than 5 minutes? 5 to 10 minutes, about 5 minutes. So that's what's going to happen, and then you'll hear from Bernie.
Hello. All right, how's everyone doing? All right, so we got a few minutes until Bernie comes on, and I guess they'll have maybe some other speakers, but we're gonna try and get some interviews. I can't really move. I am stuck in this this area right here, so I'm gonna try and get somebody that's nearby. Yeah, so smash the like button, share this if you can. We are here in the Bronx, live in New York City. We're just waiting about five minutes until Bernie Sanders gets here. Thank you to those who are tuned in, and to our members and our supporters. We cannot do this work as much as we have without you. Those who support us. If you'd like to become a member, go to statuscoup.com/join. Sign up for as low as $5 a month. That's 16 cents a day. And then there's other prices you can join in on. We really appreciate the support. Again, we cannot do this without your support. So yeah, thank you. Give me 1 second. Let me just get situated. see if we can do that one.
With Status Coup, we're an independent newsroom that try to cover a lot of independent voices on the ground. Would you be open to speaking to our team about why you guys are here today?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. This is my cameraman, John. Hey, cameraman, John. Awesome. We've been around since 2018, so we've covered the elections, Flint, Michigan, January 16th, so actually at the Capitol building in January 6th, and we're still covering the fallout of a lot of the disasters, Black Lives Matter. So pretty much anything that we can go on the ground to help uplift the voice of people where they're being impacted by poor policy, by government corruption, we try to do our best to be on site. Okay, sound check's good. Awesome. Let's start with, could you let us know your name, what you do, and where you are based?
Right. My name is Lizzie Mazzal. I'm a public school teacher in Brooklyn. I live in Kensington. I actually just put my name down for Democratic County Committee. So making incremental changes and greater democratization of our pretty rigged political system.
Thank you, Lizzie. Thanks for coming out and also for putting yourself up there to be the change that you want to see in the world. Could you speak to what brought you here today and what you hope this rally is going to achieve?
I came today because, it's an opportunity to see and listen to what people are saying about making change and getting hyped about taxing the rich. Opportunity to see Bernie Sanders, which I haven't had that opportunity before. Happy to see my city council member on stage. And brought my brother who's visiting from Hawaii.
Awesome. Thank you. And I would love to learn more about, I assume this is not the first activism that you have gotten yourself involved in. You've been passionate about this cause and aware of the economic discrepancy going on in this country. How does it feel for you watching the state of this discrepancy going on with time?
I mean, it's horrifying what's happening in not just our local economy and our country, but kind of the greater trend towards proto-fascism globally. I've been involved with Close the Camps and have been, as a teacher and as a citizen, a very vocal proponent of immigrant and human rights. So this is just one piece of the pie, but a really big slice of the pie. And when we can get our economics together to serve the people, especially in the political realm, instead of serving the rich, then we're making a step closer towards greater equity and human rights.
Thank you. And today we have so far spoken to students, spoken to people coming in from out of state, suffering from economic hardships in various forms. We would love to learn more about your story. What type of economic hardship have you or people you love dealt with, and how, whether or not it has been exacerbated in recent years under this administration?
Hello.
Honestly, I'm pretty fortunate at this point in my life to have joined the middle class as a public school teacher. So I'm in a pretty good shape as things go, but, my mom is at home with Alzheimer's and she relies on and benefits from Medicaid services in order to have aides at home. And so looking at some of the political pressures towards favoring the rich really is concerning and makes me worry that my mom's not going to have the benefits that she needs to stay out of a nursing home and to have a high quality of life.
Thank you for sharing that. And speaking of favoring the rich, one last question for me. Favoring the rich is such a good way to put it because favoring the rich is such a good way to put it because most of Trump's supporters are folks who see the rich as a goal, a success, instead of what it truly is, which is a parasite to our system. If you could speak to these folks and hopefully get them to change their mind and show them that the enemy is not people like yourself, but people at the top, what would you hopefully say to these folks?
Right, don't be a parasite, be a member of a community.
$2 million
Thank you so much, Missy.
per hour. $2 million per hour. While I'm guessing seated, napping, it would take 82,863 years for the average New Yorker to make that much. Our next speakers represent the New York City Democratic Socialist of America. Fighting to tax the rich for a city we can afford. Please help me in welcoming Grace Mauser and Gustavo Gordillo.
New York, how we feeling? We've got a question for 2,000 people. Are you ready? I'm Gustavo Gordillo.
And I'm Grace Mauser, and we are the co-chairs of the New York City Democratic Socialists of America. We're so honored to be here with all of you today at Lehman College, on stage with a historic coalition representing hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers from across the city and the state who are ready to tax the rich. We're ready to build the world that we deserve, and we're ready to win. For decades, political leadership in our city, in our state, and across the country have bowed down to billionaires and CEOs, but no more.
Thanks to the movement that has fueled this campaign and this rally, Democratic Socialists now have more power than ever. We're sitting in Zoran's New York City with a powerful coalition. Within striking distance of winning taxes on the rich. And DSA is so honored to be part of this fight alongside many other powerful organizations who helped make this moment possible. NYSNA, PSC CUNY, UAW, 1199, New York Communities for Change, Jews for Racial and Economic Justice, DREAM, New York WFP, Desi's Rising Up and Moving, Invest in Our New York, Our Time, and so many more.
But we're not here to complain, and we're not here to beg for scraps. We're here to organize. If you are not organized, it's time to fix that. Become a DSA member now. You can do it right outside. There's a lot of tables. Together is how we fight, and together is how we win.
We're here because for many of us, when we felt defeated and hopeless in the face of fascism, there was someone who wanted to make us believe again. There was someone who reminded us that we are the ones who can build a better world. Who reminded us that our enemy is not our neighbor, but the oligarchs who have rigged the economy for their profit. There was someone who reminded us that even in our darkest moments, we must fight for someone we don't even know. I think you all know who I'm talking about. It's the honor of our lives to introduce the incomparable Democratic Socialist, Senator Bernie Sanders.
you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Let me begin by saying it is not Bernie, it is you. It's all of us together. Let me thank PSC for inviting me to be with you. Let me thank our brothers and sisters in the trade union movement for being here. Our progressive elected officials as well. And I suspect that many of you were out yesterday on the No Kings Day. As I understand it, more people were out demonstrating yesterday than at any time in the history of the United States of America. I was in St. Paul, Minneapolis area, 150,000 people. And all across this country, the American people are saying no to authoritarianism, no to oligarchy, and no to the continued attack against the American working class. I want to just mention something else while I'm here. I hope all of you understand that the work that you did to elect Zoran as mayor will not only impact this city, it will not only impact this country, it is reverberating all over the world. Wherever I go and speak in this country, and I mentioned what you guys did here in New York City, people erupt. You have given America hope. Thank you for what you did. You showed this country, literally people all over the world, that despite all of the money and all of the power of the oligarchs, people knocking on doors, ordinary people can take them on and defeat them. You did it. Thank you. I think all of you know, and I say this with a bit of pain in my heart for the young people, that we are living in crazy times. We really are. And if you feel a little bit overwhelmed, you're not alone. What we are looking at now is not only Trumpism and authoritarianism. We are looking at oligarchy. We are looking at the crisis in climate. And by the way, we are looking at oligarchs like Musk and Bezos pushing an AI and robotics, which will be disastrous for the working class of this country. So there is a lot that is going on. But today, what I am going to focus on is one issue that does not get the attention that it deserves. Not getting the attention in Congress, doesn't get the attention in the corporate media. And that is the enormous level of income and wealth inequality that exists in America today. Now, we don't hear much discussion in Congress because too many of the people there have been bought by the powerful special interests who paid for their campaigns.
And we don't hear too much of it in the media because the corporate media is owned by a small number of billionaires. But amazingly enough, the American people are catching on. And they know that never before in American history have so few people held so much wealth and so much power. They understand, in New York, Vermont, and all over this country, that never before has there been such extreme levels of income and wealth inequality. We all studied the Gilded Age, you remember that? Rockefeller and Carnegie, all those guys. Much worse right now. Never before in American history have we seen such concentration of ownership. You got a handful of giant corporations owning one sector of the economy after the other. Never before in American history have we seen a ruling class within a corrupt campaign finance system make the enormous amounts of campaign contributions they are making today. You know, we talk about living in a democracy, but you tell me if you're living in a democracy when Elon Musk can spend $290 million to elect Trump as president. And right now in these midterms, these oligarchs are going to spend many, many hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars, in their super PACs. That's power. And never before in American history have we seen the kind of greed, arrogance, and irresponsibility that we are seeing today in the billionaire class. A class which increasingly sees themselves not as citizens, not as part of a democratic society, but like the monarchs of ages past, an elite with a God-given right to rule. And if you read what some of these guys are saying, they're pretty open about it. They believe that they are a separate breed. And how dare you, the American people, challenge them? And I want to just say a few words about where I perceive us to be today economically in this country. And again, you're not going to see this in the corporate media, and you're certainly not going to hear it discussed terribly much in the Congress. Right now, and I want you all to take this in, right now you are living in a country where the top 1% owns more wealth than the bottom 93%. And listen to this. I mean, this is really amazing, but it tells you, I mean, what goes on in America, that we are not discussing this on the front pages of papers every single day. One man, one person, Mr. Musk, owns more wealth than the bottom 53% of American households. That is insane. There's nobody, maybe except Mr. Musk, who thinks that that vaguely makes sense. Today, the CEOs of large, profitable corporations now make 350 times more than their average worker. Now, it always used to be, nothing new, obviously, the guys who own the companies make more money than workers. That's always been the case. Used to be 20 times more, 50 times more, now 350 times more. And it's not just that reality of the gap between the people on top and everybody else is getting wider. Last year alone, listen to this. After receiving the largest tax break in history from Donald Trump, the ugly, beautiful bill, 938 billionaires, that's what there are in America. All of 938 people, not a lot of people. That's half of what we have right here today. All right, 938 billionaires became $1.5 trillion richer. In New York City, right here, the top 1% earns 44% of all income. Got it? Top 1% earns 44% of income, which means that the bottom 99% share 56% of all income. 1 out of every 4 residents in this great city is living in poverty. Bottom line, the richest people in America have never, ever had it so good. So that is one reality, one economic reality as to what's happening in America. But as everybody in this room knows, as our brothers and sisters in the trade union movement knows, working people all over this country know, there is another reality. And that reality is that the working class of America is being decimated and has been under attack for many, many years. And I want you to hear this because it's important to put this in a broader context. Over the last many decades, as you all know, there has been an explosion in technology. And what that means is that every worker here produces more than that worker did 40, 50 years ago. You're more productive. Despite that reality, the average American worker is making about $20 a week less today than he or she did 53 years ago after adjusting for inflation. So you understand what I'm talking about? According to the Rand Corporation, not exactly a socialist institution, over the last 50 years, $79 trillion in wealth has been redistributed from the bottom 90% to the top 1%. $79 trillion. Now, if you allow me, let me give you a personal example. What I'm trying to say here is what's been going on over the last 50, 60 years. Personal example. Some of you know I grew up in a faraway land called Brooklyn. And I don't usually get personal, not my style, but I want to just talk a little bit about this. I grew up in Brooklyn in a working class family. My dad was a paint salesman, worked very, very hard, worked all of the time. And my mom and dad raised 2 boys, my brother Larry and myself. My dad worked hard, but he just never made much money. And we lived, as did many other people in the Flatbush neighborhood then, in a rent-controlled apartment. Now I want to just take us back to when I was a kid, a few years ago. When I was growing up, living in a rent-controlled apartment, my brother and I went to excellent public schools, PS 197, James Madison High School, very high-quality public schools. My brother graduated Brooklyn College, an excellent school, which then was, of course, tuition-free. I went to Brooklyn College for a year and transferred to the University of Chicago, where I graduated with virtually no student debt. And the point that I want to make here is that despite the fact that my family had very little money, my dad, we were able to survive on my dad's income alone. My mom was able to stay home with the kids. How many working class families do you know today where if mom wants to stay home, she's able to do so? None! So what you're seeing now is people are working harder and harder and living under extraordinary stress. I'm not going to tell you that in my family, my parents didn't fight about money. We didn't have enough money. But I suspect that the stress that we experienced then was much less than the stress that working class families are experiencing today. So what the hell has happened? Why have we gone backwards? We should be going forwards, not backwards. Bottom line, the American economy today is clearly not working for workers. While the very richest people in our country become richer, 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. I don't have to explain to anybody in this room what paycheck to paycheck is about. Correct? All right. I grew up in that family. Many of you are doing that right now. People are struggling to pay the rent, struggling to buy a home, afford health care, prescription drugs. People cannot afford groceries, cannot afford the very basic necessities of life in the richest country in the history of the world. From a GDP perspective, we are living in the richest country on earth. That's the good news. The bad news is that despite that, we have the highest rate of childhood poverty of almost any major country on earth, and the highest rate of senior poverty of almost any major country. Nearly half of older workers, I want you to hear this, nearly half of older workers have nothing saved for retirement. All right, you're 65 years of age, you've worked your whole life, you got nothing in the bank to rely on when you retire. Unbelievably, over 20% of our seniors are trying to make it on less than $15,000 a year. How in hell does anybody, let alone a senior, survive on $15,000 a year? And then on top of all of that, unless we change the nature of this economy, which is what we are intending to do, our younger generation will have a lower standard of living than their parents. We will not allow that to happen. It's not only the income and wealth inequality numbers that are disgraceful. We as a nation right now, despite spending twice as much per capita on health care as the people of any other nation, we have 85 million Americans who are uninsured or underinsured. Over 500,000 Americans go bankrupt each year because of medically related debt. Tens of thousands of our people die every year because they don't have enough money to get to a doctor when they should in the richest country in the history of the world. And why is all of that happening? Why is it that in a nation of extraordinary wealth, of exploding technology and greatly increased worker productivity, why are so many people struggling just to stay alive? Well, there are a number of reasons, but a major one is that we have a tax code that is totally rigged. A tax code that has, by and large, been written by lobbyists for the wealthy to benefit the wealthy. In 2006, Warren Buffett famously said, quote, "There's class warfare, all right, but it is my class the rich class that's making more, and we are winning. End of quote. Mr. Buffett went on to say that he, a multi-billionaire, pays a lower tax rate than his secretary. Got that? What Buffett said was true 20 years ago. It's even more accurate today. In America, right now, billionaires pay a lower effective tax rate than the average worker. A few years ago, it was estimated that Elon Musk, the wealthiest man alive, paid an effective tax rate of less than 3.3%, while the average truck driver in America paid an effective tax rate of 8.4%. Jeff Bezos, the fourth wealthiest man alive, paid an effective tax rate of less than 1%. While the average firefighter in America paid a tax rate of 8.7%. Michael Bloomberg, the wealthiest man in New York, worth over $100 billion, paid an effective tax rate of just 1.3%, while the average registered nurse in America paid a tax rate of 13.3%. Oh, and Mr. Buffett, his tax rate was just 0.1%. And the billionaires are complaining about how they are overtaxed. But it's not just billionaires who are not paying their fair share of taxes. In a given year, large corporations that make billions in profits have paid zero in federal taxes, federal income taxes. In fact, last year, after Trump gave corporate America a $900 billion tax break, Tesla, SpaceX, Palantir, and Ticketmaster paid zero in federal income taxes. How's that? These companies are worth $2.7 trillion combined. Their owners are worth over $880 billion. They made $15 billion in profits last year, and they paid zero in federal income taxes. So, let me make you ready for an extraordinarily radical statement. It is so radical that the vast majority of the American people agree with us. And that is that the time is long overdue for profitable corporations and the wealthiest people in our country to start paying their fair share of taxes. That is true in California, where our union brothers and sisters are working on a tax on billionaires. It is true here in New York City, and it is true nationally. Recent polling tells us that over 60% of Americans say tax rates on large businesses and corporations should be raised, and almost 60% say tax rates on household incomes over $400,000 should be raised. And that is what the mayor of New York City is fighting for. Along with people all over this country in New York State and here in New York City, the American people are demanding a tax system which is progressive, which is fair, and demands those people who have the most, start paying their fair share. Mayor Mamdani has proposed a surtax of 2 percentage points on New York City millionaires. That is 0.7% of total city tax base, fewer than 1%, which would generate approximately $3 billion annually. So let us be clear, under the mayor's proposal, 99.3% of people in New York City would not pay a nickel more in taxes. Is what the mayor is proposing popular? You're damn right. The widely respected pollsters at Siena, just a few weeks ago, found that 54% of New York State voters approve of Mayor Mamdani's proposed tax increase, only 29% opposed, and the numbers were much higher in New York City. And today I would ask Governor Hochul, listen to where the people are at. The people of this city, the people of this state, the people of this country do not want to see our kids go hungry, do not want to see people sleep out on the street, lack health care. They want the very rich to start paying their fair share of taxes. And I would hope that the governor joins the vast majority of the people who want to see that happen. So what we are seeing in the midst of this massive income and wealth inequality, in the midst of the insatiable greed of the billionaire class, you're seeing people demanding tax justice. And that is why I recently introduced a bill that would establish a 5% wealth tax on 938 billionaires in America. And 938 billionaires constitute 0.00003% of the population. Over a 10-year period, I want to explain, to show you the kind of income and wealth inequality that exists, what this bill would do. It would raise $4.4 trillion over a 10-year period. All right? What would we be able to do with this bill that applies to less than 1,000 people in America? This is what we could do, just with that legislation. What we could do in the first year, we would provide every man, woman, and child in a household making $150,000 or less, the vast majority of people, a $3,000 direct payment. $12,000 for a family of four. Okay? And at a time when gas prices and food prices and everything else is going up, that would be a real help to millions and millions of families. All right? That's one thing we do with the bill. The other thing we do is, oh, by the way, we would have enough money to end homelessness in America. We would have enough money not only to end homelessness, but to end the housing crisis by building 7 million units of low-income and affordable housing and apartments. And remember, this is a tax on fewer than 1,000 people, half the people who are here. Further, we would be able to expand Medicare to cover dental, vision, and hearing. But that's not all. We would provide universal child care, not just in New York, as Mayor Mamdani is doing, but throughout America. We would strengthen public education and attract the best and the brightest into teaching by making sure that no educator in America makes less than $60,000 a year. We got some teachers there, right? All right. Thank you. All of you know that we have a major crisis in home health care. People need folks to come in and help them when they're older or when they're disabled. Our legislation would guarantee that seniors and people with disabilities receive the home health care they need through Medicaid. All of you know in this disgusting, big, beautiful bill, Trump and his friends threw 15 million Americans off of their health care in order to provide a $1 trillion tax break for the 1%. Our legislation repeals those health care cuts and makes certain that none of those 15 million people lose their health care. In other words, we provide all of this help to tens and tens of millions of children, elderly, working class people, people who are sick. And we do that by simply imposing a reasonable tax on fewer than 1,000 people. And to tell you how crazy and how absurd the current situation is, you see, is if this legislation had been enacted last year, this radical red piece of legislation, Elon Musk would have owed $42 billion in taxes, leaving him, poor Elon, because you got to have a lot of compassion for the guy, leaving him with just $792 billion to survive. I mean, you see the price of gas, how are you going to make it on $792 billion? I mean, we're really just going after this guy in a cruel and ruthless way. Mark Zuckerberg would have owed, under this bill, $11 billion in taxes, leaving him with a meager $209 billion to feed his family. That's right. I mean, that ain't easy. You try to survive on $209 billion. Price of food, you kidding me?
I'll take it.
Mr. Bezos also would have owed about $11 billion in taxes, leaving him with a mere $207 billion to buy a couple of other mansions or jet planes or whatever he does with his money. What's the point? The point that I am making here, just to give you a tiny example, we can transform and improve life for tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars and barely make a dent on the kind of money these multi-billionaires have. And that is exactly what we've got to do. And tell you something that really bothers me about this whole business that we're discussing. And now I can understand, you can understand, we disagree with them, but I can understand that billionaires don't want to pay more taxes. I got it. I can understand that they're more interested in buying another yacht for a few $100 million or buying their fifth mansion or another private island than worrying about the needs of hungry kids or struggling working class families. I get that, I understand that. But what really bothers me, and I want you to think about this for a moment, is that instead of being honest about where they're coming from, instead of going forward and making the case, you know, there's always two sides of the story. They can make the case why they think it's appropriate that so few have so much, the why people sleep out on the streets and they buy 5 mansions. Let them make that case. But what bothers me is what they are saying to the American people is that if you want justice, if you want fairness, and if you use the democratic process to bring that about, if you are successful in bringing about real tax reform and having the rich pay their fair share, what they are saying is, we, the oligarchs, will punish you if you do that. They are extortionists, and what they are saying, if you are successful, California is successful, we the billionaires are going to leave California. New York City, you're successful raising taxes, we're going to leave New York City. In America, if we raise taxes, we're all going to go to billionaires, we'll go to Saudi Arabia and be with their fellow autocrats and oligarchs over there. So what they are saying is, heads they win, tails you lose. What they are saying in so many words is they don't believe in democracy. They're saying that they, as oligarchs, have the wealth, they have the power, and that no matter what you do, you're going to lose. Nothing you can do about it. Bullshit! That's what these guys are saying, and I really regard that as quite disgusting. You know, they're not playing by the rules, they have the power, they're going to move their companies out. Brothers and sisters, as you may remember, way back, you may have read, way back in 1933, Supreme Court Justice Louis Brandeis made a very profound statement. He said, quote, "We can have democracy in this country, or we can have great wealth concentrated in the hands of a few. But we cannot have both." As Brandeis said was true 93 years ago, it is even more accurate today. Our job right now in this extraordinarily difficult moment in American history is to tell the oligarchs we will no longer tolerate their insatiable greed. They want to leave America and go to Saudi Arabia or wherever they want to go, let them go. But this is a country that belongs to the working families of America and not just a handful of billionaires. This city, you, the people in the city, showed the oligarchs that when we stand together, when 90,000 people are prepared to go out and knock on doors, we can elect a city government that stands for working people. And right now, our job is to take that message all across this country. Too many people have fought and died for democracy. We're not going to have an authoritarian government. Too many working class families are struggling just to survive right now. We are going to have an economy that works for all, not just Musk and Bezos and the 1%. So Brothers and sisters, let us go forward together. Let us have progressive taxation here in New York and all across this country. Let's create an economy that works for all of us. Thank you very much.
All right, everyone. So that is the rally. Give me just a few minutes. I'm going to get my gear together. Michelle is here to help me out, so I'm waiting for her to come back up here. I think I'm going to get my gear together, and then we're going to go outside. We'll speak to some people about the rally, do some interviews. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. Smash the like button and share this out there. We will just, like I said, give me a few minutes. I'll get my gear together, and then we'll step outside and talk to some people.
We gotta hang out outside a little. Yeah. We gotta do something fun. Ever since when we hung out at the awards.
For what? All right. I hope you can hear me.
Yours, right?
Yep. You got that? All right, we are going to step outside. I'm going to adjust the microphone so you can hear me better. Right now we're running two microphones, so that's probably why you only hear me on one side. All right, we made it outside. All right, give me a second. I'm going to adjust the microphone here.
My check?
All right.
Awesome.
Whoever you want to put.
Yes, Hi, my name is Michelle. I'm with Status Coup News. Would you be open to speaking with us about why you're here?
Oh, yes, for text storage, actually, my organizer in here.
Oh, gotcha.
She can talk to you. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Ask somebody else in the meantime. Hi, friend. My name is Michelle. I'm with Status Coup News. Are you here for the event today? Would you be open to speaking with us about why you came out and what you're hoping to fight?
Sure, I hadn't really thought about that, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to.
I hadn't really given thought to like why I came today, but yeah, sure.
If you want to, yeah, feel free to vent. And there's a lot to say in this time and in this day right now. So let's start with something simple. Can you let us know your name, what you do, and where you are based?
Sure. Hi, I'm Richard. I live in New York City, over in Inwood. And then what was the last part?
What do you do?
Oh, I work in government doing like intergov stuff, so emails mostly. But I came here today. I think lately it's been a city that's felt since the election that there's been change on the way, and I think that this event and the whole like midterm election that's coming up is a very important time as we face a political moment where there seems to be a lot of contention and rising violence from everybody, it feels, and having the space where we can come together in a peaceful manner and express our discontent and try and create political change through like the democratic process and like that whole dynamic, I think is really important. And I personally just love seeing everybody come together and like in this case like everybody congregating afterward and just like meeting up with the people that they know and stuff. And even though like we're here to like see Bernie speak and like everybody else and like see what they have to say, it's a chance for all of us to get together and like exchange ideas and just see a sense of community. And I think that's really important as we're facing a government and like a time that really is trying to divide everybody.
Thank you. I love that. I can't agree more. It is a time to find middle ground more than ever. I'd love to follow up on that point because so many of Donald Trump's supporters are middle income, low income folks, and they see the rich, they see the oligarchs as a goal, as a sign of success and as something desirable, and not so as what it truly is, which is a parasite to our system that's impoverished everybody, including themselves, more. If you could speak to these folks and hopefully change their mind about how they're perceiving wealth and power in order to get them to the middle ground a little more, what would you say to them?
I think one of the things that should be seen and understood more often, like, yes, there is like an allure to like that type of power and like that resource like hoarding, but at the end of the day, what is missing from those people's lives is that sense of community. Like you look at what they're doing, the way that they conduct it, they don't run about their lives trying to connect with people in like a way. They see themselves as like a separate like entity and class to be like almost like ogled at. And like I don't understand fully why people would want to have this idea of themselves being separate from the people that they love and like the people that they want to have a connection with. And having that, I don't know, It's a really bad answer, but yeah.
From your personal experience, can you speak to the economic hardships that you or people you love are facing today?
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's been a while that I had been looking for like a job, and it's only been the past year that it's really felt to some extent like stable. Like through the pandemic, it was really tough, like doing college, having part-time jobs, and kind of jumping from like thing to thing, and it really felt. And even now that like with rising costs and stuff, that as much as like I have like a stable job, like the stuff that I'm able to like the saving up is not there still, and it just feels that it's a constant battle to just like have enough of what I need and like to feel there's a cushion to where I don't like I'm not worried of like paycheck to paycheck. Yeah.
It's such a stressful and frustrating thing to watch not only ourselves and our loved ones struggling in this economy, but also to see the wealth, as Senator Bernie Sanders just mentioned. What he did not mention also that I was hoping he would point out is that at the beginning of last year when Donald Trump first took office, his net worth, according to Yahoo Finance, was $3.9 billion. According to Forbes, was $4.3 billion. Anyway, at this point, it is $7.3 billion. So how does it feel to see this? It's no longer an income inequity. It is now an income discrepancy. How does it feel to see that for you?
I mean, it's straight corruption. I mean, we look like they bring up the Gilded Age and stuff like that as like parallels for like the economic stuff, but the way the government is being run, it's teapot dome. We're talking about a breakdown of like the relationship between the function the government has with like the people and like what it's trying to actually achieve in terms of its like resource usage. And I think that when we see stuff like crypto and you see like trying to build a wall that they'll say Mexico will pay for, and like they're still trying to build to some extent, but it's taking money out of our pockets and going towards things that aren't important. Like when we see billions going towards ICE and stuff like that, we're not looking at a good use of like tax-paying dollars. 220 million to advertising campaigns, like that's not good government right there. That's just wasting people's money. And like we're talking about a system of like repeated like behaviors, like through like their family, through the like cabinet, and it's a virus. It's like it's everywhere. It's got to get taken care of.
Thank you. I can't remind me of your name again?
Oh, Richard.
Richard, thank you for speaking to us, Richard. Appreciate you.
Cool. How about
Hi everyone, I'm with Status Coup News. We're a progressive independent newsroom, and we would love to speak to you about why you're here today. Do you have a second to speak with us?
I just don't want to be on camera. You'll talk, right? Will you talk?
Awesome. Let's start with, could you let us know your name? Let's get us out of the walkway real quick. So your name, what you do, and where you're based.
Yeah, my name is Claire DeBrunner. I'm based in City Island, and I'm retired, but I'm a musician, and I was a copy editor when I worked.
What do you play?
I play the bassoon, and I play jazz.
That's so cool. And what brought you out here today?
Well, I mean, it's just what's happening in this world is it's just criminal. It's like you couldn't write like a more crazy novel or movie about what's happening and its reality, and like the person we have in charge is just so incompetent, and it's, you have to support. I have to come out. I was at the march yesterday. I'm here now. This is so exhilarating, and I believe we're going to really, turn things around. And so it's just thanks to everybody who's working together, and,
Thank you. I really appreciate that sense. It looks like you came out with your family. Is this the first family rally together, or have you been in this?
Actually, this is a boyfriend. He just moved in with me and his son. So it is our first rally together.
And how does it feel to see the crowd here today, especially after No Kings yesterday when it was ginormous? I was worried everybody would be
right. Oh, I think there was so many people. I mean, it was a full house. It couldn't have been bigger. And yeah, so maybe that's about it.
I would love to learn a little bit more about you and your situation. What economic hardship do you face in this second Trump administration that you would like for the folks who voted for Trump to know about?
I don't know. I have animals who, they need vet care, and that's very expensive. Oil bills, gas bills, electricity. Con Ed is going crazy. Car, gasoline, things breaking down. I do have the good fortune of owning my house. My husband, who passed away, bought it, and so I'm living there, and that's okay. But it's just hard. It's hard, like, to just go to things you want to do, or go to concerts, or everything just clothes, food. It gets more and more. So.
Absolutely. And we're verging on, I think now officially $25 billion spent on the Iran war, which is only like a few weeks in. How does it feel to see this money going to things that are completely against everybody's will? What would you like to see it spent on instead?
Oh, God, I would like to see it spent on health care for everyone, housing for everyone, food for everyone, like decent, like great schools and education for children, and to give everyone the chance to just like have the best life they can possibly have. Yeah.
Thank you. One last question for you. We've been speaking to a lot of folks here, and everybody's shared this sentiment that we need to find some kind of middle ground. We need to unite. A lot of the voters for Donald Trump see the oligarchs, see Donald Trump himself as a sign of success, like a goal instead of an actual parasite. Wait, so like in the middle, there's
16 glass.
I would be terrified of breaking.
No, it's on Etsy. Look for Etsy. Okay, like stained glass, earrings.
Love it.
Yeah.
He's also a musician.
I play harmonica and trumpet.
Oh wow, that's
yeah,
great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so let's go off here for now.
Oh, okay, one last question, and then so we don't have to hold him up.
Yep.
So, in the spirit of unity, if you could speak to the supporters of Donald Trump who see the billionaire class, the oligarchs, as a goal and a sign of success instead of what they truly are, which is a parasite to our system that impoverish not just people like you, but people like them as well. Right. If you could speak to them, what would you like to say to help to get them to change their mind?
Think of your children. Think of like what this world is coming to. Think of the climate. Think of the earth. Think of everything that's going to be destroyed. We're all more alike than we are dissimilar, and we don't have to be enemies. And just stop voting for Trump. Come on over. This is where the cool people are.
Okay. Really, thank you so much for speaking with us today.
Okay, take care.
Thank you. Take care. All right, let's get into the song. One more bit. Figure out what microphone. Oh, these batteries die. That's fine. All right.
Engagement debate. Kids.
All right, hang on, guys. I'm just gonna replace the batteries in this microphone.
You were there. Yeah, we'd love to talk to you. Would you mind, like, taking a picture with us? Not of us.
Sure. Mic check. So this is John, videographer, and thank you again for subscribing to us on YouTube. We would love to learn more. Let's start with your name, what you do, and where you are based.
I'm Cherish. I'm based in New York City. Yeah, that's all I want to share. Me? I'm in between jobs right now. It's hard, you know.
Oh, I'm Kevin. I'm based in New York City, and I'm an attorney.
Thank you. Kevin and Cheryl, what brought you out here today?
Bernie Sanders.
Can we elaborate on what about Bernie Sanders?
I love his messaging, and I support the cause 100%. I believe that everybody deserves justice and fairness and equality.
I guess what brought me out here today is taxing the rich. I think it's an incredibly valuable law. I think that the wealth inequality has exploded, and I also wanted to support Bernie and the movement to actually make a positive change for the American people.
And I see you have a Bernie shirt from, I'm guessing, 2016? Or 10 years since this campaign. How does it feel to see how the DNC treated him over the years and see him still coming out and fighting?
I think it's incredibly brave of him, and it shows exactly what he stands for. He means what he says, and he does what he says.
I think Bernie Sanders has done the best job he can to work with anybody he can to advance the interests of the American people. I love to see people like Zoran carrying the torch for the next generation. I'm very optimistic about the future for the midterms, the next general election, and beyond that.
Thank you. I can't agree more. And it's kind of sad that the tax the rich mentality or belief, which is common sense in most of this war, is still something that Bernie has to fight so hard to spread the words today. How do you feel as, what I'm guessing, Democratic voters? How do you feel about the Democratic Party and how much or how little they are doing to support this message?
It definitely needs to change. I'll say that. It definitely needs to change. Some people definitely need to be removed because they're obviously not fighting for the people anymore.
I think that the tide is turning. The American people are speaking, and their elected representatives eventually are going to represent them. I think that, like in Massachusetts, I know they passed a wealth tax. I think in California they're fighting for it. I think the prospects look good, and if elected representatives don't want to represent their constituents, then there needs to be a change.
Thank you. I love that message. And yes, there is so much hope in the air today and just in general this year. I would love to learn a little bit more about yourselves. And could you speak to the economic hardship that your loved one personally experienced under this Trump administration?
Well, I'm in between jobs. It's hard to find something. You will apply, but it's hard to get back anything. In my family, I know personally my mother does home health care. And she was getting paid through the Medicare system for helping take care of the elderly. And under the new administration, that's gone cut. So she's only got like maybe one person she's seeing, and that's cut her finances quite a bit. It's rough finding food because, you know, you can't afford it. So it's definitely been hard for her, I know.
Well, I haven't personally been impacted. I know that my mother, for instance, like her insurance prices have exploded. And she's been dealing with a lot of medical issues, and it's incredibly expensive to get she got like one of those like ventilators that you carry around. I don't know a technical term for it, but you know, people around the country are really hurting. The gas prices, this war in Iran. I just think it's a lot of money not being spent on helping people's lives.
Thank you. I'd love to follow up on that. The war in Iran is coming up to $25 billion in taxpayers' dollars spent on it now. What would you like to see this money spent instead?
Education, healthcare, just making people's lives better.
Definitely 100% on education, 100%. Especially since in this day and age with AI, we need to educate our young people and people in general because they're falling behind.
Absolutely. Okay, one last question for you guys. A lot of our viewers actually are also Trump voters, surprisingly. And one thing that's always puzzled me is a lot of them are working class or lower income folks who share the same struggle we all share as lower income folks. And yet they look at oligarchs and look at billionaires class as idols, as a goal, as a sign of success and power, instead of as the exploiters of their lives and their struggle. If you could speak to them, and hopefully get them to recognize who the real enemy is here. What would you say?
I'd say look to what people do and not what people say. And I think that there's always the opportunity to change your mind, to learn and do better today and going forward. So it's never too late. Just look at what's happening before your eyes and make a rational decision.
I had to really think about that one because, it's hard to speak to someone when they're like in a different type of mentality, It's hard to speak to people like that, but I would probably say just explore outside of your bubble. Talk to other people. Go to different meetup groups like around education facilities or like to different places to really try to broaden your mind. Instead of being, narrow-minded, try to be more open-minded and approach things differently.
Beautifully put. Thank you so much, Sharon, Kevin. Is there anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
Just thanks to everyone who put this event together today. It was really valuable. It's a feeling of solidarity to have people who come together to try to make, the political process a little better. So I'm really thankful for everyone who participated today here.
Thanks for the organizers and thanks for you guys for being out here. I'm surprised I ran into you guys. I'm subscribed to YouTube and all the social medias, and I really appreciate the neutral and kind of unbiased news that you guys give. I trust you guys more than the big media companies, that's for sure. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you both so much. Take care.
Hey, what's that? Are you guys interviewing?
Yeah. Yes. Can we speak with you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes. Could you let us know your name, what you do, and where you're based?
Sure. My name is Mehdi Hassan. I'm a Lehman student, and I graduated this year, I guess.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
And are you local to the Bronx?
Yeah, actually, I live in the Bronx.
Could you let us know what brought you out here today?
Well, I got here to meet Bernie Sanders. I always want to see him in person. And also, I wanted to support his rally for taxing the rich, because I always think it's unfair that the rich barely pay anything in taxes. They always threaten to leave. You know what? If they want to leave, if they threaten to leave, then let them leave. Okay? Actions speak louder than words. We don't need you. All right? You guys don't even pay enough in taxes, and then you threaten us to be like, oh, we're gonna give you the bare scraps or whatever stuff we give. But I know they always use the legal loopholes. Like, I know what they do is that, let's say their net worth, right? Like, it could be like Elon Musk, for example. His total liquidity, which is like how much money he could pull out the bank right now, that could be like 30 billion or something. I don't know, because he like hides his finances and stuff, whatever. But what the rich people do is that they borrow against the value of their stocks and their net worth. So then they could be like, oh, let me just borrow $70 billion, and then they get an interest-free loan on that. And that's what they used to spend their money on. So I also wanted to know, like Elon Musk too, because he's like switching to AI now, and how he's saying like, oh, we're gonna get universal high income, and we're gonna live in a post-scarcity society, because he's gonna replace everybody with his Tesla, humanoid robots, and his Grok chatbot. So he was like, oh, we're gonna get artificial general intelligence 2026, end of this year, and artificial super intelligence by 2030. All the big AI companies, OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, all of them say they're going to get recursive self-improvement, which is when AI starts improving itself by the end of this year. And they're going to start replacing a lot of work starting next year. We should be doing something about this. We shouldn't just be staying around and waiting for our politicians until it's too late. We need to strike now. Like Elon Musk just set an example. If he wants universal high income, he's the richest man in the world. Why not start now? Why not pilot a program? Okay, he could fund UBI if he really wanted to. Like that one time, like back when I was in high school, he was like, oh yeah, show me how much money it costs to end world hunger and I'll do it right now. And look, it's been years. He still hasn't done it yet.
I remember those days with Andrew Yang in the mix and everybody talking about VUI. I would love to learn more. Speaking of income, we learned so much today about how much more the rich and the billionaire class has made in the past year, but we learned so little about how much economic impacts are affecting people like yourself. Could you tell us a little more about your story, how you're dealing with the economic impacts under the Trump administration today?
Yeah, so for example, one thing is that I applied for Section 8 because like I needed more accessible housing because, you know, I have the walker and stuff. And my apartment doesn't have an elevator. And like I can't find a different apartment because the one I have is already rent stabilized. So if I try to find another apartment, it's only going to be like worse for me because my apartment is already large enough to accommodate all my medical equipment. But if I try to find another one, you know how the old and new New York City buildings are. Like they're mad small and they're mad expensive. And they're like, oh yeah, our rents are so high because we got all the amenities. But we can't be doing all that. Even now, I saw how the emergency housing voucher is being closed down because apparently there's not enough funding. What's going to happen to those thousands of people who are relying on the emergency housing voucher? Like even for me, like I wanted the Section 8 too so I could get my apartment early and stuff. But now, because of the funding, like we don't even know when things are going to come about. Plus, even besides that, I'm on SNAP benefit too. Like, I keep getting letters saying, oh, you know, you gotta get this and this done. There's so many restrictions. But they don't know is that we actually need it. We don't waste it. We're not like those people who are like, yeah, let me go buy a lobster with my SNAP benefit. No, I actually need the money. Yeah.
If you can speak to your local elected officials about how they can help your situation and folks like you in this neighborhood, what would you say?
I would say actually listen to the people. Don't just listen to your donors. Like, I get you need to be elected, but it's the people who matter, not the people who pay for your campaign. Like, everyone needs to know that your job as a politician is to represent the people of your district, your neighborhood, your municipality, whatever, your state, country. That's the point. You can't just be like, oh yeah, I'm in charge. Let me just moosh off the people's taxes and then be like, oh yeah, we don't got no money for anything else. You know, the Department of War spent billions of dollars on lobster. That's some bullshit. What about Iran too? You know, we spent like billions of dollars in like 2 days. 2 days to fund a war that people don't want, that people don't want to get drafted to. It's an illegal war without Congress. Okay? We can't be doing all that. What happens to like, oh, like every Republican and some Democrats, I know the centrist ones, they're like, oh, we don't got money for this, we don't got money for that. But look at them. Trump is doing his illegal war in Iran, using our taxpayer money and spending it on weapons and trying to open the Strait of Hormuz. And even though Iran is like tanking everyone, and I know the America too, like they just want the petrodollar to stay in power. That's basically the agreement that America and Saudi Arabia had where oil would be priced in US dollars. And I know that the US could every nation that wanted to switch from US dollars to anything else, like the euro or the Chinese yuan. See, I agree that we shouldn't be relying on the petrodollar, especially now that we're off the gold reserve, because that just means that the Feds, they're just money printing. They're just like, oh yeah, let's magically wave billions and billions of dollars. Even now, the Federal Reserve said they're insolvent. They can't pay off their debt. What are we doing? Yeah, okay.
Thank you so much, Myra. That's beautifully put. Is there anything else you want to add before you wrap up?
Oh, by the way, where's this going to be? I know this is cool.
It's going on YouTube. This is our newsroom named Status Coup.
We're actually live right now.
And yeah, you're actually live. We can send you a link right after this.
Oh, I bet. Can I say one more thing?
Absolutely, please.
Oh yeah, by the way, to like all the media, when you're talking about AI, can you talk about something else besides China, AI bubble, and electricity? Like, it's kind of pissing me off. You know, there's more stuff to AI than those three, right? Like, we could be talking about, like, oh, what's going to happen when we replace everyone with, like, the robots and AGI? What about artificial superintelligence? What about all that? Like, this is, like, all the AI companies, Sam Altman, Dario Amodei, Demis Hassabis, they're all saying, oh yeah, AI is coming. Okay, we got 4 years now, because it's like 2026. What are we going to do when artificial general intelligence comes? What about artificial superintelligence, 2035? Okay, like sure, me personally, I too would want to live in a post-work society where no one works, everyone gets money, but in order to ensure that, we need to make sure that the entire money we get from these AI dividends, because the AI and robots take our jobs, it's we, the people, who made that value. They trained on all of our stuff. I know the AI companies, they all trained illegally on like all the text online, scraping textbooks from all those websites, and even like getting like stuff from YouTube, Facebook, Reddit, X, all the shebang. Yeah. So, if you're gonna take from us, at least represent us too. Like I know Sam Altman, I'm speaking to him directly. I know you're trying to say AGI will benefit humanity. I do hope so. Please make that happen. I know people call you Scam Altman. Me personally, I do want you to succeed and actually make a post-work society where everyone benefits from AGI. But to do that, you need to work with the people. Okay.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate you speaking with us. And let's.
Thank you. Hey, come over here. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Okay, you can wrap it up. We'll start walking towards the end.
So thank you everybody for tuning in today and for tuning in yesterday. It's been a really, really long and filled with hope of a weekend. So we are grateful for your support over the years. Please like, share, and subscribe to Status Coup. Go on statuscoup.com/join in order to help keep our team on the ground like this. Again, if you didn't tune in earlier today, I want to shout out to our very small 5-person team and a handful of freelancer, because we covered 4 major cities across the country yesterday for No Kings. Tina covered LA. Shout out to Megan covering New York. Andrew McCarter covering Minnesota, and JT, our very own, covering Chicago. And it was a lot of money, a lot of coordination, and a lot of work on the back end, which we're still working on those edits in order to turn out more videos for you if you missed the stream yesterday. So all that work and all that money, we could really, really use a lot of help from you. Spread the word, subscribe and like, and tell your folks to join at statuscoup.com/join. And also, our very own Jon Farina is here with me today. His birthday is coming up. He's turning 36, so send him some coffee money. You can see our Cash App on the description of the video. And thanks again for everybody to tune in. I'm coming up to a year of joining Status Coup as a team member, and I come from a country where folks have lost their faith in democracy. They have lost the will to participate. So it is an honor to be working with these folks and to be surrounded by this environment and to have audience like you who still come out, who still tune in, who still believe that you and your action and your voice have power. So continue to be you and support it. Thanks very much.